Hello, and welcome to the Ultimate Strategy Podcast, your go-to podcast for everything strategy. Now, each week we'll share a new episode covering a wide range of topics designed both to help your business grow smarter and also make strategy more approachable and actionable. I'm Devina Patel, a Strategy Execution Director here at Cascade. Hi, everybody. I'm excited to have you with us today, and this is just the beginning, so stay tuned for your weekly episodes. Before we dive in, let me thank today's sponsor, Cascade. Cascade is the #1 strategy execution platform. Cascade helps turn visions into reality by working as the strategic brain of your organization. Thousands of top organizations use Cascade to plan, execute, and track their strategies in one place, improving efficiency and speeding up decision-making. By successfully executing their strategies, Cascade customers are making a real difference, from deploying life-saving vaccines to engineering the fastest Formula One car. If you want to get your team moving toward your vision in one central platform, please do check out their website, cascade.app. We'll leave the link in the show notes. Now let's get started. So today we are diving into the story behind Blank Street Coffee, the New York-based or originating coffee shop chain that is taking over the world. Now, I'm a big personal fan of Blank Street and have been able to sample many of their drinks. They've had an incredible journey and are now a real cause for concern for the likes of Starbucks and Joe and the Juice. So let's get into it. The only 4-year-old coffee chain has credited new store openings and production innovation for boosting its turnover by 517% to over £11.4 million this year alone. And that's just above $15 million. The company only began trading in the UK in 2022 in the summer, in June. So the results reflect its first full year operating in the market. Now, Blank Street UK specifically acquired more than 1 million customers in 2023 and opened 30 new stores in London, Manchester, and most recently, Birmingham. Now, as of today, the coffee chain's network has grown to encompass a total of 40 locations already in the UK, while in its home market of the US, it has 44 stores. Now, the coffee chain was first established by Issam and his fellow co-founder, Vinay, as a small electric-powered coffee car in Brooklyn of New York. And this began in August of 2020. Now, their strategy, what does it involve? Well, they want to sell and have been selling premium beverages and food items that typically would be found at upmarket or higher value coffee shop chains, but at a lower price to make it more accessible. They want to keep their overhead costs much lower than competitors and make use of technology to improve efficiency. Now, these new beverage categories, such as matcha and colorful lattes, have really placed them in a position of being one of the key industry players of changing the trajectory of a coffee shop chain. It no longer is just all about the coffee. There's so much more to it. It's an experience going into Blank Street stores. It's a visual concept, and it is really there to delight its consumers. Now, some of the innovations that the brand has done and have been fantastic in achieving their strategy, they've had some fantastic brand collaborations or partner collaborations. They work with Mel, who is a famous stylist in the UK, collaborating on their very own drink. And they also ran a campaign with Sabrina Carpenter with the release of her song, chart-leading song, Espresso. Now, Air One, a upmarket supermarket thread in the USA, has been doing something similar, creating beverages in the name of celebrity partners, but making that more widespread has been the name of the game for Blank Street Coffee. The new categories they've been really supercharging are non-coffee beverage alternatives. They understand that not everybody wants to drink coffee. And actually, as the category itself is evolving and beverages are also becoming more widespread with the likes of matcha or mushroom-based alternatives, there's something to be said around changing the face of the category. Now, some of the challenges, though, that they have faced include opening big stores in these big city locations like London and New York. It's not cheap. There's high overheads. There's also significant capital requirements. Another aspect of this is that the coffee shop category itself is super saturated. You can't walk a minute or 30 seconds in some of the big cities in the US or the UK without coming across a number of high value, premium focused chains. So going up against some of these incumbent legacy brands is by no means an easy feat. Now, one of the great things that they are doing is also harnessing and fostering customer loyalty in a really ingenious and community way. They have a fantastic app and a loyalty scheme both in the US and the UK. It enables you to collect points and earn free drinks, of course, but you can also send gifts and gift orders to loved ones, which I myself have personally used. And I think it's such a beautiful way of sharing your love to someone who you might not be with physically. Another aspect of their app that is fantastic is a way to pay it forward. So this concept has been known on TikTok and Instagram, but the idea here is you pay for the order after you. And it's a way of really sharing kindness. And the Blank Street app enables you to do that, which I think is so beautiful and also aims to foster that community feel. They want you to share the love that we might experience when we go into a Blank Street store. Now, Blank Street's founders have used their own experience as consumers in New York to create a brand that offers a much more affordable option than their competitors. They want that community feel as opposed to just being consumers. I want to feel like a community member rather than just a purchaser of your beverage. So by focusing on what the consumers truly want, you can stand out in a crowded market. And actually, it's a testament to the fact that a brand can disrupt a traditional industry. We've seen it in coffee at the moment with the likes of Joe and the Juice as well, taking on a different approach. But then we're also seeing it in other categories like soda. We're seeing these incredible prebiotic and almost friendlier soda brands coming out of the mix, kombucha and so forth, really challenging the traditional soft beverage market. So it's interesting that their strategy has taken them this way. They have used significant amounts of automation as well. Their coffee machines are much more automated than a traditional barista store might use. And this is there to support efficiency. So thinking about what Blank Street have done, they haven't completely reinvented the wheel, but they have tried to cut through the market. And I think that's a great lesson to take away for your strategy. You don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel, right? But how can you stand out within the wheel that we have? Also, starting a brand or a business in a digital age means that you have so much potential for collaboration and partnership through your community and engagement. And Blank Street have done a fantastic job of utilizing digital platforms to further their business. And it's definitely something that all businesses can continue to learn from. Another aspect, which I think is particularly crucial in their strategy, is that they have sought out the right investors. And the background of their founders being from a venture capital background has enabled them to also build the right network and build the right contacts to really provide solid foundations for their journey. Now, I'm sure they have ambitions to take over the world. I think we're just seeing the very beginning of it with 2 countries tackled. I'm sure we'll be seeing it much more locally over the course of the next few years. So that wraps up today's episode on Blank Street Coffee. We hope you found it insightful and that it helps you on your journey to better strategy execution. Make sure to tune in next week where we'll be talking about another exciting topic. It's going to be a great episode full of practical tips that you won't want to miss. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to the Ultimate Strategy podcast on your favorite platform so you'd never miss an episode. And also take a look at the links to the resources that we mentioned in today's show notes. And a big thank you to our sponsor, Cascade, for making this podcast possible. Thank you for listening. And remember, great strategies are only as good as their execution.